Okay, I think the video I have right now in the main, in the main page of the channel doesn't reflect 100% what I'm planning to do right now. So I'm going to update it with this one so that you know where I'm going with all these, ideas and projects that I have. So basically, if you look at what I have here, I'm going, in three paths or with three things that I care about. One is the stories, the science fiction action thrillers that I can write and that I write. The other one is obviously all the VR gaming, which is a hobby pretty much. But I think it might come in handy because I can be an author that offers through the VR gaming something that no one is offering. Obviously, I have to be really good too in the author related stuff, in the stories. Like if I really write stories that are top 10 caliber, and I also offer something that no other author has ever offered as far as I know, which is if you want to play a co-op, cooperative, not versus, not you against me, that's not the idea. I wouldn't want to piss off anyone if they cannot beat me in Racket Fury table tennis. So I will never offer the versus. I will always only offer, when it comes to gaming, something that we can play as a team, like co-op. Like in the VR games, I think Farpoint has some co-op missions. In the standard 3D games on the TV, there are many others that can be played in co-op, like the Contra Collection, although that's probably too hard. That's not very enjoyable unless you're a fan. And but there are many others. I don't know. Right now I don't remember all of them. But the idea is that I can offer for fans of the writing that that like me as an author and that like what I do as an author. What if a fan wants to actually go on an adventure with their favorite author? It can be done with me if you own a PSVR headset. And just to give an example, the game Stardust Odyssey, which is playable with two players in co-op. The two players don't even have to be in the same state or country or anything. They just have to be here on planet Earth. So, and you two have to have a PSVR and you have to connect there. So I will offer that, obviously not free. Like I will have like a fee per hour or something like that. Or I will offer like one hour if you want to play something co-op with me. But because you read the stories, because you follow what I do as an author, so I'm gonna give the possibility of, let's say I was your favorite author. Would you like the idea of actually playing a cooperative game with this guy who is your favorite author? I would love it. Like I would have loved to do that with Isaac Asimov or Edgar Allan Burroughs. I think that Burroughs is my favorite author. Like if someone asks me, okay, for you, who is your favorite author, who is not yourself, obviously, I will say Edgar Allan Burroughs, the guy who wrote the John Carter of Mars series, and obviously the one that everyone knows about, and Tarzan. He was the one who came up with the story of Tarzan, which is a pretty good, the book is pretty good. It's a good action adventure. I read it many years ago and I really enjoyed it. But I prefer the science fiction adventures and action thrillers like John Carter of Mars. I think the first one in that series is A Princess of Mars, something like that. So can I actually have today like an interview or a talk with Edgar Allan Burroughs or Isaac Asimov? Or can I play a co-op game with them? No, it's impossible because they're dead. But you can do that with me because I'm still here. So that's gonna be possible with me. I don't think anyone else is doing that. Like let's say you really love Dan Brown, J.K. Rowling, name any author that you really enjoyed what he or she did. Is it possible for you to actually connect with that person, befriend that person, like for real, not just sending an email or a tweet or or a reply or something like that, but actually connect with that person one-on-one, be able to talk with him or her, and in the case of online co-op gaming with the VR headsets, you can actually go to a place and have like a mini adventure with that person. Like for example, Zenith, the VR MMORPG, massively multiplayer online RPG, MMORPG. I have it. I own it. I've only played it for like 2 or 3 hours, so obviously I'm not even that great at it, but I have it. I own it. Stardust Odyssey, I even platinum the thing, so I completed everything there. Like playing it with me would be like a cheat code because I'm already good at it. Or I haven't played it in longer than 1 year. So, I probably am not that good at it right now, but I will remember it because I completed the whole thing. So, and there are many others. I probably own most of them. Like I have Farpoint. I think Sirento has a co-op. It's optional, but it has it. There are many others that have this option of actually playing with another player. So, what if you want to do that with your favorite author who is writing these incredible science fiction action epics? Well, you will be able to do it with me. It is something that I'm gonna put in place for sure. Like I can't even do it right now, so I'm already thinking about doing it. Like right away, as soon as I have enough done with the chapters in the real reality series, which is the science fiction action thriller series that I am writing. So here's what I'm planning to do. Like if you see my last intro video, like I was ready to dive deep into actually begin to do math classes here on YouTube, like publishing, recording and publishing videos of me as if I was teaching the same math classes that I used to teach before, because I was a math teacher before, by the way, just so you know. So I was thinking about actually recording myself teaching the classes as I used to, which I know I will do very well, and then putting all that on YouTube just to see what happens, and then offering my service of through Zoom. Like here are some of the classes, in different subjects. First in pre-algebra, then algebra 1, then algebra 2, also geometry, pre-calculus, and I guess that will be good enough. That's already a lot. That covers all of high school math and the beginning of like math in college, like in the first semester is probably one of those classes. They name it differently. They name it trigonometry, trig, college algebra, whatever. It is algebra 2 and it is pre-calculus. It's still the same thing. They just give it a different name at the university or a college, and they give you a very similar class. It's the same subject. So I was thinking about, I'm still thinking, by the way, of doing that. But I know it's gonna take me a while to have all those videos recorded and posted. So I'm thinking it might be faster because I want to do both. I want to do the science fiction thriller, the series, the books, whatever you want to call it. At the end it's the same thing. Series, book, at the end I have to write it and edit it. It's the same thing at the end for me. So, episodes, chapters. Sometimes I see them as episodes. Sometimes I see them as chapters. Sometimes I see it as a book. Sometimes I see it as a TV series or a really great anime series. But at the end, for me, it works the same way. For me, it's write it and edit it. So for me, it's the same thing at the end of the day. So I was thinking, since I know my episodes or chapters are really good, we're talking about top caliber. Let's think of like a TV series of an anime series. Like when you have this episode of this chapter that you're like, wow, that was so great, loved it. I know I can do most of my chapters like that, or episodes. So no fillers, and all the chapters or episodes are really good. The ones that are best are just spectacular. Like even I am surprised that I can do that for the ones that are the best among all of them. Even I sometimes just sit and think like, how did that happen? Like, was it me who came up with that, or was that the human consciousness? Or you know, whatever we want to call it, God, or whatever we want to call it. But it is so great, you know, the stories, the chapters, the episodes are so good that sometimes I am impressed that I can do that. And obviously I'm happy that I can do it, obviously. So here's the thing, I also want to do the math teaching. I know I'm a pretty good math teacher too. So it's like I want to do both. But I'm realizing that it might be a very good idea to begin with the books and with the writing, to, you know, advance in that. And I will probably have to actually dedicate much more time to that to be able to advance with that first. And then after I am at least halfway with the first season of the Real Reality series, which is the first book basically, I can also begin with the math stuff and, you know, intermix it. It's the same guy. The same guy is capable of teaching math classes very well. The same guy is a good teacher and also a good writer of science fiction action thrillers. Which, by the way, in my opinion, it's the same skill for both. At the end of the day, you know, being a good psychologist for teaching and being a good psychologist for coming up with really entertaining plots and really epic characters, the skill is the same for both if you're thinking about it. It's having good psychology to teach and for the, you know, coming up with entertaining series. Like, one would think that there's nothing in common with the math and with the writing on the other side, but in reality the math is teaching that stuff. So you have to have the psychology to teach that stuff well to people who might be completely lost in it, not to people who are good at it already or to people who are very smart, because those people don't need a teacher. Those people can learn on their own. You know, when I teach, I'm thinking about someone who's blank, who doesn't know it, and who really needs someone who can explain it, you know, well, clearly, so that they can at last learn it well, and also explain it in a way that's not going to be forgotten so easily. Because there are people that can give good presentations, but everyone forgets what they say like 1 week later. But when you know, do it in a psychological way, people are going to remember, oh, he did that. Oh, this is how you solve the exercise. He did that. I still remember that. You know, that kind of way of teaching. But it turns out that it's kind of like the same thing for the writing of great series. You need to have good psychology for the development of that chapter. Same as for the development of the class that helps people to understand the concept that might or might not be difficult. It depends on what concept it is. So I can do both. I know I can do both really well. You know, I have known that for years already. But I'm finally, you know, like thinking, okay, this is it. I need to put it like public. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to begin with the series, but because I know it takes me a long time, like I can produce like 1 chapter per week, but not really faster than that. I cannot do it faster than that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna wait until I finish the first book completely to begin selling it, to begin putting it out there for people to be able to read this great series and this great book. I'm going to do it chapter by chapter. What this means is that, you know, the publishing industry is gonna say, goodbye, author Pedro Cristobal. We don't like the way you're doing this, and we publish the whole book. We're not gonna publish your episode by episode because you're so special. That's not how publishing works. So guess what? I'm not gonna take the publishing route then. It's not working for me. So the idea is that I'm going to do like the first 15 chapters, like a really long demo, like the Resident Evil 4 remake demo, but a lot longer than that, like at least 20% of the game for free, which is what I'm gonna do by writing the first 15 chapters of the season 1 of the Real Reality series, which is book 1 basically. So you have 15 chapters for free. I'm gonna share that everywhere. So anyone that gets there, you will be able to read it. And by the time you read 15 chapters, first of all, if you reached chapter 15, you're already hooked. You definitely love it. You're like you're gonna be thinking about this when you go to sleep. Like it's hard to believe until you get there, but this is really a really good series. Like it's the kind of thing that even if you have other things going on, even if you have other very high quality stuff to entertain you, like the video games, and I don't know, maybe a partner, maybe wife, girlfriend, husband, whatever, you won't be able to forget about this series. It's that kind of thing. It's just too good. So if you go that far, like if you go beyond chapter 10, you're already hooked with this. And the good news is that this is not marijuana or drugs or alcohol or like a bad thing. This is just just some episodes that you're reading. It's not something bad. It's just something. I would even say it's good because it's inspiring and entertaining, and it kind of gives you like a new perspective of how to look at things that maybe you never even thought about them before. But it's also giving you like an action-packed story, like the Matrix kind of thing. So it's so good in many fronts. And so yeah, I'm gonna do the first 15 chapters for free. I'm gonna put them in Wattpad.com. I should probably share them already in LinkedIn. Like if someone doesn't like me because I'm sharing the first 15 chapters of my series for free, that's a problem. It's just the way it is. I want to share it for free. It's the right thing to do, I think. Like giving people a demo. Like here's a demo. You know 100% if you love this or not by the time you reach chapter 15. So now we're gonna begin selling this, like episode per episode, chapter per chapter. So I have been thinking about this for so long. I wanted to do it for free. But like last week, I just finally had an epiphany with this and I said, you know what? If the episodes are so good, this is high caliber. We're talking about something that is better than the series that I see today in anywhere. Netflix, in Amazon Prime, in Honolulu, whatever that's called, Lulu, whatever it is. Like, I don't see any series that is as good as the one I'm coming up with. I don't say that to brag or anything like that, but I just see it. It's so obvious to me. So if it is so good, like this story has me more motivated than Final Fantasy X when I played it when I was 12. It is that good. It has me more motivated than so many other movies I watched and series I watched, like Stargate SG-1, Space 1999. I could go on and on. It is a lot better than French, in my opinion, way better. So there's so many of them. Like, so if it is that good, why not sell it? Why do the whole thing for free? Like, it sounds so crazy, and that's what I wanted to do since the beginning. And it's kind of like counterintuitive because unfortunately, the way human psychology works is that if you actually paid for something that you really enjoyed and loved it, you love it even more than if you had gotten that same spectacular show for free. So if you actually paid for it and you're completely satisfied with it and you really loved it, like with a video game, at the end you're like, wow, money well spent. I really love this. This was fantastic. But if you got it for free, you still loved it. It's still one of your favorite series, but you just don't put it like on the pedestal. You just don't see it as so spectacular. So I think that's what this needs to be sold. Like first 15 chapters or episodes, which is like probably it's like between 25% and 30% of the first season. So it's like almost 1/3 of the plot, the story for the first book, the first season for free, and then each episode is gonna be sold separately. Like for example, I'm thinking about selling them on eBay because the way I will sell it is like you can go there and there are games, video games that are sold, and they just send you an email with the code so that you can download it. So why can't I do that? I can do that, but what you're gonna get is not a code. You're just gonna get one of my episodes of chapters, and I just send it to you by email. which to me seems spectacularly good. Because imagine you know, obviously I would price it very cheap. Like I would price it like so that obviously the total of the book should be less than $25 in total. If I put each chapter for like 30 cents or something like that, so you just paid 30 cents and you got like a really spectacular new episode, which is like 20 pages long. So there's a lot going on there for this series that you're already loving. So it feels like the 30 cents that you paid, it almost feels like you're rewarding yourself. Like it is a steal. Like this thing is worth more than 30 cents. But you know, by doing that and actually buying each episode separately for 30 cents, I will probably get to a point where I am more known as an author than if I do the whole thing for free. Because when I do, you know, when you do things for free, for some reason, less people read it. Less people, and when they love it, they are like, wow, I love it. Keep writing all this. You're so good, Pedro Cristobal. Please keep writing your stories and all that. But it doesn't spread. But when you're selling it, and it is so good that everyone is satisfied about the fact that they paid for it, it spreads more. So I think I need to do it like that. But you know, I don't want to go back on what I said of giving, you know, like the first season or something like that for free. So I do want to reach a part in the first season where you're gonna be completely clear about whether you really love that story or not, and then you can continue reading it. But each episode after that is gonna be like 30 cents, something like that, through eBay. So you just finish episode 15 and you're just loving this. You need to know what's gonna happen with the Robo Sapiens and the humans next, because obviously the real reality series is not gonna be about robots only. It's gonna have humans in there too. You know, I'm a human writing it, so you know, don't judge me. Of course, you gotta have some super important, you know, protagonist level humans in there. It makes sense. It's not gonna be just the Robo Sapiens. So you can get chapter or episode 16 by going to the author's eBay page, and you just pay 30 cents there. Like, that's completely crazy. Like, what good stuff in entertainment today? What video game? What movie? You know, anything. It's 30 cents. Nothing. Like, it doesn't exist. There's nothing like that. And by the way, my chapters are not like 3-4 pages. I can't, which is why, you know, just publishing, standard publishing, just doesn't work for me. Because standard publishing, they are like, okay, not more than 100,000 words. Or it doesn't matter how good your series or your book is, we just don't publish it and we just don't accept it. Dude, what I care about is not the number of pages or whether I go over that. What I care about is making something groundbreaking. Like what's the point in doing something that is crappy, but it is less than 100 pages? Oh, great. You know, people don't even like it. So I just don't bother with that. If my chapter is 20 pages, if it is 10 pages, or if it is 30 pages, that's the least of my worries. The number one of my worries is it as entertaining as the last chapter, which was great? Yes, I'm doing good then. I'm doing magnificent then. So that's my only worry. It has to be as entertaining as what we got so far, which is already excellent. And if there's like a spike somewhere, like it was excellent all the way, but there's this episode which is so good, people are just gonna be overjoyed, which is a good thing. And yeah, they're probably going to think that the 30 cents that they paid for it was like the best 30 cents that they spent during their whole life. Which is also a good thing, because when you have that feeling, guess what that feeling is? That feeling is not entertainment. That feeling is happiness. When you're so glad about something you experienced, something you bought, like you feel like you made the right choice. So it is a form of happiness, in my opinion. So yes, why should I sell that? You know, like for 30 seconds each episode through eBay. Like, you know, you want episode 16 after getting the first 15 for free. Just go there. You know, pay me 30 cents. I'm not gonna get the 30 cents, by the way, because eBay and all these things, it's just the way it is. They take away like 25% of it. I don't know, whatever. It's just the way it works. But I feel that, you know, it will be safer for me. You know, when you're doing something that is like a service, because this will be like a service. Like I write the episodes and I send you the episodes one by one, and you buy them one by one. It is like a service, you know, like author episode by episode of a new series. I think I'm gonna have to do it on eBay, because I feel like it has to be on a platform that is already established, that already has like levels of protection, you know, for whoever is the user that is selling there. I've sold so many things at eBay. Like, I've sold probably 200 video games or more from different platforms, because I've always been a fan of that. So I've always been, you know, buying and selling different discs from different video games and all that. So I'm actually very experienced on eBay, buying and selling at eBay, which is probably what I'm considering actually putting my series there and selling the series. But I want to do the beginning for free, so that everyone, you know, no one's gonna be able to tell me here, no, but I don't like it, but you read the first 15 chapters for free. So if you don't like that, what are you doing reading number 30? Like, don't lie, you're loving this. There's just no way you will reach that far and you will even buy it if you're not loving it already. And also, I just want to, you know, to make sure that people feel overjoyed with this series, because, you know, movies are expensive today. Other series are expensive. Like, if you want to go on a vacation, it is expensive. Like, anything you look at for great entertainment, high quality entertainment, it is expensive. So if we can find something, if I can deliver something that it is very cheap, I would say, because my chapters are long. Like, we're talking like between 10 and 20 pages, and if I sell each one in you know, something like that, I haven't decided on the price yet, but it's gonna be something cheap, like 30 cents of dollar, you know, not euros or anything strange. We're talking dollars here. And it just didn't feel like you spent the 30 cents if the 15 pages that you read were spectacular. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you didn't spend anything. So I think that's a good thing. I think it could rise up. And you know, I'm not even going to, I don't say this to brag or anything, but I'm not going to pretend anything else. My real goal with the real reality series, or with any series that I write, especially one that I try to sell also, is doing a story that is top 10 material for the whole genre. So, you know, ideally, and I think I can do it, by the way, pretty sure that I can do it actually. Think it's not the right word. I feel, you know, I already know the plot, I already know the characters, I know that I can write it well. I have already done it a bunch of times. So I feel that this could be, I read Asimov's books. I think it's more entertaining than that, because I'm more focused on the action thriller part. So you don't just have, you know, it's like the action thriller at the level of the Matrix stuff, but with a story that is better than the first movie from the Matrix. So when you have that, and also more realistic, because when we get the humans, you know, the Homo sapiens with the Robo sapiens in the real reality series, it feels a lot more realistic than at the beginning. So yeah, I think we could have here something that is like top 10 material in the science fiction genre. Is it gonna sell a lot or not? You know, like, am I gonna be like a worldwide famous author with this or not? I don't know. No one really knows. But is this spectacular? I already know that it's spectacular, so I'm already completely sure about that. And I think it's worth doing. So also, it's no secret that financially I'm not doing great right now. Like, I'm not dead or homeless or anything like that. I'm fine in that sense. In that sense, I'm fine. But it would do me really good if I have like new income coming from somewhere else. So because of that, I don't just want to sell these spectacular science fiction series that I can write, episode by episode, but I also want to do the math classes. Like, I was already a math teacher before, a really good one. It's a skill that I already have. So why not make videos of me teaching concepts, like pre-algebra concepts, algebra 1 concepts, algebra 2 concepts, all the way up to pre-calculus. I could even do calculus 1, but I think, let's not get ahead of myself. I haven't even begun with the first, the videos for the first subjects. So I'm not gonna be thinking about like the 5th or 6th subject, just getting too ahead of myself. So right now, just high school math. Just the lowest one will be pre-algebra stuff. The highest one will be pre-calculus. So I think I should do that. And obviously I can also, I will do many videos of that for free so that people can get a demo. Like, do we really like how this guy teaches? Do we really consider him a great teacher? Well, you have to see some of my classes for that. So I will have to do those videos of me teaching the different concepts. Not all of them, like maybe 5 videos for pre-algebra, 5 videos for algebra 1, so that enough with the 5 most important concepts, in my opinion, to be able to pass the class. So even if you never hire me, like to have 1 hour online of math teaching with Pedro Cristobal, with this guy here, you will still be able to see and learn from those main concepts that I consider the most known for that subject. So it will be good, even it will be a good thing to do from my side for anyone who needs it, even if I don't get hired a lot for that or anything like that. But I was thinking, it's another thing that I can do very well. So if I can do it so well, I should get paid for it. I should like make it a service that I offer. And the people that actually pay for the service, and they see that they learn with me, they're gonna be very happy on what they spend. Because when it is money well spent, which is money that you spend and that you see that you really gain something from it, so people are satisfied. They are happy at the end. So I can do that with the science fiction series. I can do that teaching math, several math subjects, the main one, the core ones, like the high school math stuff. So there are other things that I can do, but I think I should just focus on what I feel that I can do best, which is the science fiction action series and the math classes, which I already did. In both cases I already did them, but I should try to sell both of them through my own means, because I have done writing, in the marketing kind of sense, and I have done teaching my classes, but I did it for someone else, for school, for business, but I have never done it for myself in using a like a way to do it where I am the one who can man, this sunlight just falling on my face here. So yeah, I guess this is a sign that I think I already didn't know for this video. So I think that you already know with this what I'm thinking, what's coming next. I'm thinking about doing the science fiction series, but I'm not gonna do the whole thing for free. I'm gonna do for free up to like chapter 15, when the humans are introduced in the real reality series, which is a part that makes the story even more interesting, even more exciting, because you're like, wow, I thought this was gonna be just about human-like robots. I didn't expect this. So what's gonna happen now? It's gonna get even better at that point. So that's the point where I should begin to sell it. It makes sense if it's gonna get even better than what it is right now, and right now it is really good. Like, you should go to Wattpad, wattpad.com/user/valkeriancreator with a B for Valkerian, and you're gonna find the first few chapters of the real reality series for free there. You're gonna be able to read them there, and that's already really good. So if it's gonna get so much better when humans are added to the series, which is gonna happen around chapter 14 or 15, so it makes sense. That's the point where I should begin selling. Not the whole thing, because I haven't even finished the whole thing, but episode by episode as I finish them. So let's say I finish one episode this week. Boom. Publish it there on eBay. You can download it now. You can not download it, you can buy it. And then after you buy it, I will send you to your eBay mail a message which is going to contain a PDF, a file that you can open there and just read the episode, the whole chapter that I wrote. And you know, little by little, as I build on this series, there are going to be more and more episodes available on eBay. So if you're new and you just finish 15, the first 15 which are free, and you go to 16 and you buy it and you love it, 17 is going to be there already. So you can go there, and which I'm thinking, like, clearly I haven't thought about what will happen if there are thousands of people buying it. But I don't want to get so far ahead of myself. If there are thousands of people buying it, that means that I will have to send thousands of emails with the attachment or the episode that each individual person is buying it. So I will have to send thousands of emails daily. Like, at that point, I probably need to seek someone. I don't know, from my family, who knows. I will have to hire someone else. We'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna get so ahead of myself. I just know that I know what I'm capable of. Obviously, I know I can do something that is top 10 material in the science fiction action thriller subgenre, which is a subgenre that, in my opinion, is very loved and enjoyed by many. The Matrix, the first movie, the first one is what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about anything else. First one, which was the really good one, is in that subgenre. I think that Stargate SG-1, which is a pretty good science fiction series, but I think mine is better. I think the real reality series hits harder in the feelings and with the science fiction and with the actual plot than Stargate SG-1. But Stargate SG-1 is pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm just saying these names as examples so that you can see where in what field I'm playing at. So I'm playing at a field where I feel that my series, if we're talking baseball, my series can bat more than Stargate SG-1. So that's the field where I'm playing at with the series, with the science fiction series. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be the science fiction series next. When I feel like I already have a few of them, there on eBay and everything, I'm gonna obviously make videos here, letting people know about them, so you can just go there and download it. Not download it, you have to buy it. Like, you're buying like when you buy a video game, but it is a code, and what you get is like an email with the code. So what you get from me is not a code. It's a lot better than a code, by the way. It's the actual episode, like in a PDF or in a in a PDF, so you can read it easily. There are even free PDF readers that you can download nowadays. There's one that is named Sumatra PDF, SUMUTRA, I think that one is free. So there's no excuse like, no, I cannot read this PDF. Just download a free PDF reader and you got it there. And I think it feels like feels like warm for the reader. If you're enjoying this series, the one sending you next episode, which you know you're gonna love, because this guy, he just doesn't fail. Like, all the episodes are really good. There isn't any episode that is bad. Like, all of them are really good. There are no fillers. It's all important material for the story, and they are all good. But this guy's always batting a home run with every episode. So you loved it, and you're gonna buy the next episode, and you're excited. It's already published there. You can already, at eBay, you can already buy it. And when you buy it, you get a message from the author himself, from me, with the PDF with the next episode. I think that's really, like, if I got that when I was younger and I was reading Asimov's books, and when I was reading Edgar Allan Poe's, if they sent me their book by mail with like a message, man, that would have been like I don't know, my new hero. or simply someone that is pretty inspiring, someone that I really like as a person. I don't just like this great series or book that they wrote, I like what he is doing. So if I can do that, why not? Go forth in the name of Olympus. So I'm gonna do that then. And if you're wondering, hey, what about the beer games? Like, your channel right now is all beer games. Are you just gonna throw that in the trash and forget about your 100 subscribers, who probably 80% of them are because of the gaming, because of beer games? I'm not gonna forget that, in the sense, obviously I'm gonna have to, there's gonna be less content that is about games. I'm just not gonna have time for the games anymore. However, if I see that the episodes are selling, or if the math classes are working out, we're gonna see what works out and what doesn't. Hopefully everything works out. I would love it if it was like that. But I am ready for any scenario, really. I honestly think that the spectacular stuff are the science fiction series. The other stuff is pretty good, like the math class and all that, and I know I can do it really well, really well. But if I have to bet my money on something, I will bet it on the science fiction series. But after that, I'm already doing that. What else can I do so that I can separate myself from all the other authors that are really good? Because I'm not the only person on planet Earth that can sit down and write a spectacular series. That's not a secret. I'm not the only one that has the gift, So why would it be me, and why wouldn't it be this other author? Well, guess what, man? I also offer that if you are a reader of my series, you can. It is possible for you to have a VR adventure, a co-op cooperative adventure with author Pedro Cristobal, who happens to be the valkeriancreator with a B at psnprofiles.com, who happens to be, I'm not saying this to brag or anything, but it's just what it is, one of the top 100, according to psnprofiles.com, psvr players in the world, who even has like I have right now the record in Super Hypercube. It wouldn't surprise me if a genius jumps in and dethrones me from the Super Hypercube record someday. Not today, someday. It wouldn't surprise me. But I have done some pretty amazing things in the VR games. So, do you want to play co-op? You want to play with this valkeriancreator player who has so many video games and who is so good at them, and who also happens to be your favorite author, it's like Spider-Man. Like, wow, you're gonna play with Spider-Man and with Peter Parker. It's the same guy, But in this case, it's the author Pedro Cristobal with the science fiction writing, and in the beer gaming community is valkeriancreator. That's me, by the way. So, hell yes, I want to play with that guy. I mean, I don't care if I'm 30 years old or if I'm 20. If you're younger than 18, I will need to get, you know, on video and everything, on a Zoom call, your mom or your dad giving consent. You know, I cannot, since, you know, I'm older than 18, I'm 30 something. Obviously do the gaming stuff co-op. If you're like 14 or 13, you know, wow. If your mom and your dad didn't give consent for it. But I mean, if a 40-year-old read my real reality series and loved it, or came to my math classes in YouTube and learned it and really enjoyed it, and they find out that they can play co-op with me, I don't know how I should price that yet. For like $10 an hour, or $15 an hour, or 20, I don't know how I'm gonna price that. I'm not gonna release that yet, but it's, you know, have it there in the back burner. Like, honestly, there's a part of me that is afraid about releasing that third service. Like, the first service will be me selling the episodes of the great science fiction series. The second service will be me, you know, being basically a math teacher that you can hire for 1 hour of teaching in Zoom, and you can see him teaching some classes here in his YouTube channel already, so that you can see if you really like the guy or not, if you like how he teaches and how he explains things. You know, I'm really worried that if I add as the third service that I know I'm gonna do well, you know, playing co-op VR games with me, like Stardust Odyssey, like Zenith, the VR MMORPG, I am worried that will sell more than the other two, because I feel that the science fiction series is really spectacular. I know I am a good math teacher, but the way things are behaving nowadays, gaming is going up. Gaming is an extremely popular industry, and I don't know, if you really like this valkeriancreator guy and you can pay him like $15 to play 1 hour with him of your favorite VR co-op online game or whatever, maybe a lot of people will do it. I'm kind of afraid of that, because, you know, if that takes, if I get a lot of that, then I wouldn't have time to do the math classes and to do the writing of the series, which is more important. Obviously, I can just stand up and say, oh, you know, stop, I cannot do this, and stay with the science fiction and with the math. Or, you know, because entertainment is so crazy nowadays. Entertainment is like the #1 thing in the world. Or I can stay with the writing of the science fiction series and with my offering of the beer games, playing, you know, hourly in co-op with you. Needless to say, I'm not thinking in a crazy manner about any of these things. Like, I'm gonna put a lot of things in place to make sure that no one can scam me. Like, there are many internet scams, you know, like I wouldn't give the service with the VR co-op to someone who didn't have first with me like 2 or 3 minutes of a Zoom call, so I can see who it is, and I'm gonna ask them a question just to see that they really read my series, and if they can answer it correctly, sure, let's go, man, let's go, sister. If it is a woman, if it is a girl, you never know. You know, I wouldn't do this in a crazy manner. Probably this is why I haven't begun doing all this yet. Like, I don't have this on place already, because I'm the kind of person that likes to plan things out very, very well, which is probably what I do such a great series, because I am so meticulous with the planning. Like, every chapter is going to be great. I know it, because I plan it that way already, basically. But that planning, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the co-op VR gaming with valkeriancreator, who's me. I am Spider-Man. No, I am valkeriancreator. Yet, but it's thinking about something golden there for for the fans of the series. You know, like if you're a fan of this science fiction series and you also, you know, you're okay with beer gaming and that, and you know that you have the possibility of playing like 1 hour or 3 hours, you know, whatever time you want to pay me, whatever it is, with the author who wrote this series, which you love, you're gonna talk with me as if you were one of my friends there, basically. Obviously, you can add me later and all that, in PSN and all that. I think I will be very inspired by that. Like if I was 15 years old right now, and I could do that with Isaac Asimov, with you know, obviously I am not at that level, but I'm just saying names so that people can see what this really means. If I could do that with Einstein, whoa, I would pay the $20 just to have the 1 hour of playing Zenith, the Last City, with my beer headset on, with my you know, my partner there, my helper, my friend there is Einstein. I would pay for that. But obviously, you know, I'm not that good, by the way. I'm just saying names so that you understand how great I think this stuff can be. But yeah, I think I can get to Dan Brown levels in science fiction action thrillers. So think Dan Brown. Think, you know, I can be playing this game with Dan Brown. Like the one who shoot that guy there who was about to shoot me in VR, in this RPG adventure, it was Dan Brown. Dan Brown is covering me. Man, that would be so great. I can do that. So I can do that as Pedro Cristobal, the author of this science fiction series, which is going to be great. I know that already. And as the PSN player, VR gamer, valkeriancreator, who is not a nobody if you think about it. Like I am like if you go to psnprofiles.com, you know, I don't really consider myself that good, honestly. But if you go there, you could say that I'm globally ranked. Like I am right now. I'm like number 54, I think. So we're talking about top 100 in the world for beer gamers, all that. So that would be really cool. You're playing with this guy who is not a nobody in VR, but who also happens to be the, you know, the math teacher guy on YouTube and the science fiction author of the Real Reality series. Dude, sign me up. Where do I have to pay the $15? And you know, that's why I'm a little worried about that. Like, if I feel that if I was 15, I will use my allowance money on that. Like, I know. I know how it is. I know how crazy these things are. So I'm kind of worried that I will get more famous or better known because of the beer gaming. It's especially the co-op. Let's go in an adventure with a valkeriancreator. That sounds great. Than because of the math and because of the science fiction series. But we'll see. Yeah, we just gotta do it and see what happens. And you know, I'm not doing something that is gonna be bad for anyone. Quite the contrary, I'm doing something that can only be positive. It can only be inspiring. Naturally, there are many ways, many barriers that I'm gonna put in place to make sure that there's no way I can get scammed. Like for example, with the VR and gaming stuff, we will have to have the 2-3 minute Zoom call. I'm not gonna ask you something about my series. If you cannot answer anything about my series, what do you read? You haven't even read my series, so there's no point in having the VR adventure with you. But if you read it, wonderful. Let's go. Time for action. With the valkeriancreator in Zenith, the MMORPG. It just sounds so great for me. And even though I am not, I'm not a kid or a teenager anymore, I'm pretty grown up by now. I still enjoy the gaming. Especially in VR. I really enjoy VR gaming more than anything else. not more than writing the series, which is, you know, another thing that's making me feel like not so sure about giving the service of the video gaming in co-op with me. But I'm thinking about it. Oh yes, it's there. It's there in the back burner. Valkeriancreator is getting ready for this. And yeah, I think that's good enough. Man, I talk too much. Just, you know, it's probably the reason why I write too much too. Like when I know it's so good, I feel driving and I keep writing and writing. It's so good. What's gonna happen in the next page? Keeps getting better, keeps getting better. And it is spectacular at the end, but at the end I have, for one of the 50 chapters in the first season, in the first story, I have like 20 pages. So it's gonna end up being something that is like 1,000 pages long at the end. I don't need to tell you that no publisher will ever publish me because I write too much. But since I know it is really good stuff, I feel like people will buy it and enjoy it very much. So we're gonna go that route. And finally, I'm gonna begin selling because, you know, unfortunately, if you get Final Fantasy X for free, you're gonna love it, but it is not the same feeling of what well spent money. I'm so happy that I spent, you know, those $40, those $50 or euros or whatever on that. You know, after you went through it and you loved it so much, when you spend money on it, you're happy. But when you didn't spend any money on it, you're still happy, but for some reason it's not, I don't know, it's not the same feeling of happiness. You're happy when you spend your money on something that makes you happy. If you got the same thing for free, you're still happy, but it is not the same level. It's like when you spend your time on something that was great, spectacular and inspiring, like I hope all this stuff I'm doing is gonna be, you feel like, man, it was worth it. It was time well spent. If not, well, it was still time well spent because you enjoyed it, but it's not the same. It's like so with money and with spending, it's like that. Like I need to begin selling because I know that when I begin selling and when people buy and they go like, wow, I love buying this, I love reading it, loved it, one of my favorites, things are gonna go to the next level. Not just for me, you know, the one writing it, but for the story. Like I really love the story that I'm writing. So I want the story that I'm writing to, you know, go global, go international, actually become a famous story, that kind of thing. And I know it can happen, for sure. And it is a story with intelligent robots. We have like, I feel like none of this is a coincidence. Like maybe I am supposed to write this series and share and even sell this series now because the AI or the robo-sapien revolution is going to begin for us here on planet Earth for real. So I'm gonna write a series, epic action thriller that is actually a little ahead of that. So it can give us like a new insight, new vision, you know, for everyone here on planet Earth on how to look at this whole thing. And not just for me, I already know the whole story all the way from the beginning to the end. So this insight, this amazing experience, this awesomeness, this vision, this everything, you know, I already have it. He already gave it to me, but he can't give it to many other people. So yeah, go for it. I need to do this. This is going to be the new video in the face of the channel then. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave it here. It's gonna be 1 hour.